Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, Mr. Greg Moore. How are you over there?
Hello, Kim, and good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you here. Listen, everybody, grab your virtual seats. And Greg, make sure you share this broadcast as well from my Facebook
Yes.
page over to your friend circle. We're going to go ahead and get started as quickly as possible with today's episode because there's so much information to learn. We're talking about flipping houses. If
Yes.
you've
Yes.
ever wanted to know something about how to flip a house, what the process is, what are the steps? What does it cost? All of the things that you may want to know, go ahead and type your questions in the comment section. And Greg Moore is here today to talk to us about how to flip houses. So let's go ahead and
Yes.
get today's episode started so we can deep dive right in. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
All right, everyone, it is the Kim Jacobs Show, and we are today here with Greg Moore, father of three. He's a
Yes.
Cartersville, Georgia native, played in the NFL for the New England Patriots, then pursued his passion to start flipping houses. Welcome,
Yes.
welcome, Greg Moore.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kim, for having me. I'm so excited today to talk about one of my true passions, which is real estate. All things real estate today.
Oh, good, good. Now, how did you ever even become involved in real estate? You went from being NFL to real estate. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. I played in the NFL for the New England Patriots. And, like every other athlete thought that, I would have a long career in the league. It just didn't turn out that way. I became injured at the end of my rookie season. And that was it for me, and that was a big deal. I had played football since I was 9 years old.
Wow.
And I was all of a sudden 23 years old and injured and having to rethink and restart my whole life as I knew it. So I left the league, and back then the salaries weren't what they are now, but I was able to save a little money and purchase my first house down in Thomasville, Georgia, actually lakefront property.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And so
Absolutely,
then you
absolutely.
decided that with the money that you had, you were going to start flipping houses, because it's one thing to
Yeah.
invest in real estate. It's another thing to start buying real estate and flipping houses, which we're going to learn the difference between that anyway. But
Absolutely. It actually just kind of came, by accident. I was going to live in that home, for a while, but circumstances changed, situations changed, and I needed to sell. I actually sold that property and made about $20,000 almost accidentally. And that started my career in flipping properties. And I've been flipping properties ever since then. I flipped over 300 homes.
get out of here. So you're a guru. We talking with the guru,
Well,
the
well,
master of flipping homes, Greg Moore.
all I can say is that I've seen a lot of different situations, and I'll say this, Kim, in terms of mindset. A lot of people look at investing in real estate and they think about the square footage of the house, how many bedrooms and bathrooms. But all of these properties come with people, and so your ability to connect with the people in these homes and their situations, and then have a solution for them is what makes all the difference in the world.
Wow. Okay. Already, this sounds
Yeah.
like a major topic here. So, listen, if you have questions, everybody, and we're talking today about how to flip a house, how to
Right.
actually what the process is and how it works, and all of the deep diving questions pertaining and answers pertaining to that, make sure you type your questions in the comment section. Also, let us know where you're visiting in from today. Right now, Greg is in you're still in the Cartersville?
Well, between Cartersville and Midtown.
Okay.
Basically, my central office right now is in Midtown Atlanta, but I have properties all over, Kim. And, with this new life that we have, this pandemic, I'm actually flipping properties virtually now. I have a property in Connecticut that I acquired this month. Also, one in Tennessee that I acquired this month. So, with the pandemic and with technology, I'm able to now start to focus on virtually flipping these properties. And that's very exciting for me.
Wow. Okay. So you got some good stuff popping off here. So now what about, there are people that have goals and dreams, and then, like you say, they realize that their goals and dreams that they thought they had banked on aren't necessarily going to play out that way. What advice do you give people that are in those situations?
Absolutely, man. I feel like that we were all magnificently and wonderfully made and crafted by God, and with a particular purpose. Like, we were designed for a purpose, right? And so I feel like your gift, you don't have to make room for your gift. Your gift will make room for you. It's all about identifying what that is. Mm-hmm. And I learned very early that my gift is connecting with people and trying to help them solve problems. I remember when I was in high school, one of my best friends, he had a problem. He had an issue. I'm going to tell the story. His girlfriend had gotten pregnant. He was a teenager. And he came to me, and I wasn't a counselor, but he came to me just for help, just to see what kind of strategies or what advice I could give him. And so I've been helping people for a long time. And real estate is all about helping people. I want to get that point across. Yeah.
I'm tagging some people too, because I know some of these pastors will be very interested in hearing this message too, but they may not always normally tune in to some of the topics, but I'm trying to see if I can get some of them to at least come on here today. They'll be very interested. Most people will be interested in this. So I'm tagging some folks. That's why I was looking down. This is
awesome.
So you gave him that. What advice did you give him? Because I want to make sure I didn't miss it.
I just talked to him about what he wanted his life to look like after this, right? Look 5 years down the road and answer that question. Like, what do you want this situation to look like? I know it seems crazy right now. You're in high school. You're not ready for a child. But he took my advice and stood up and was a father to this child, and winded up, he graduated from college, and so did the young lady. And, they're a success right now.
And it started with some great advice that you gave them back in the day, because sometimes people run in situations.
Absolutely. Most people run and not want to actually deal with the circumstances. I think, we make things a lot bigger than they are, just by letting fear enter in and take control. So I think he felt comfortable talking to me and had less fear after the conversation. And, it all worked out.
So people just need a listening ear sometimes, and then just some good sound, wise counsel. And that's great.
That's the most important thing I would say in real estate, Kim, is that you work with someone that absolutely knows what they're doing. Because if you don't know what you're doing, then you're going to hurt yourself as well as this homeowner that's counting on you for a solution. That's what we get paid for. That's what I get paid for as an investor is I provide solutions that they don't have.
Well, we're going to talk about these solutions because we all want to know them. I actually just tagged, we have a real estate expert here on the Kim Jacobs Show too. And so definitely I hear that you're going to be coming on some Fridays as well, talking specifically about flipping properties. So, okay, let's deep dive.
Okay.
Take us to ground zero. I don't even know, Greg, where to even begin, because the kind of questions I have is stuff like, do you have to have good credit?
That's great.
I have lots of questions.
Those are all good questions, and let's just go through them, Kim.
Okay. So let's start. What's step number one if you're interested in learning to flip properties? What is the first step?
Yeah. I think, first you got to talk about acquisition, right? You got to talk about how are you going to get access to the property or to the people that own the property. And so you're going to have to start talking to people about what you do. You're going to have to talk, I say tell 5 people to tell 5 people that you're now a real estate investor. And you do this for 5 days. And so that way you get the word out there that you can provide some help for some people. And I think the entry level in terms of getting involved is wholesaling. Okay. Wholesaling is just, you find a property that may be distressed, or their situation may be distressed. It may be a property that was left in an estate. Someone passed away, unfortunately, and left this property, and it's about 10 siblings or 5 that this property needs to be divided up in. I mean, you can't split a house into 10 pieces, right? but you can liquidate that property, sell that property, and then make the disbursements with the siblings. So it's all kind of situations that that you could be helpful in. People just need to know that you can provide that type of help and that type of service. And so wholesaling is just, okay, you have I find a property and I offer X amount of dollars, say $100,000 for that property. And that property may have some condition issues. It may be, need some repair, some painting and things like that, some upgrading. And once you do those upgrades, that property may be worth $150, right? And so you can actually do those upgrades yourself after you acquire the property, or you can pass that property on to an investor like me, a cash buyer, someone that will go ahead and do those repairs, because I have my own construction crew to make those repairs, completed quickly, and then turn around for the end sale. So you have 2 options as a wholesaler. You can finish it yourself and do the fix up yourself and then sell it on the back end, or you can flip it to an investor like me that will do those upgrades, and I'll pay that person for bringing me the deal. I'll pay them a fee, an assignment fee. I'll assume their position as the wholesaler. Wow. And then I'll actually close on the property, and I'll pay them an assignment fee for assuming their position. And I started my journey, once I started actually investing, I started that way, just wholesaling to other cash buyers like myself.
Well, let me ask you too now, if a person is interested in if a person is interested in flipping a property and acquiring and wholesaling and all of that, do they have to have a real estate license in order to?
That's a fantastic question. And the answer is absolutely not. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not licensed. And I don't need to be. Licensed professionals and real estate agents and brokers, they have their role, and they serve in a traditional way in terms of real estate. But, the type of investing in real estate, investing that I do is creative. And, a lot of times, agents and brokers, they can't do the things that I can do, and they don't have the solutions that I have. They're more of a traditional, okay, you list your house with them, they put it on the MLS. If it sells, you pay them 3%. You're also going to pay the buying broker or agent 3% as well. It's kind of the only industry where the seller of the home has to pay to sell his home, and actually has to pay the buyer to buy their home. No other industry is like that. So and so that's why I'm not licensed. I actually learned a lot from a lot of agents, but it better serves me to be more creative and be able to help my homeowners in ways that agents can't. Like I said, if you have a home that has condition issues, that real estate agent isn't going to partner with you to get those things fixed. They're going to tell you, hey, go spend the money and fix these things and bring it back to me, and I can list it for you. Right. So that puts the homeowner in a situation they can't afford these repairs. They can't afford the upgrades, but they do need to get their equity out of their home. And that's how we can help.
Wow. I'm okay. We're talking, everyone, with Greg Moore. He's a former New England Patriot NFL player, now owner of I Can Flip Houses. I don't know if that's the name of the company. Yes. I just made that up. Yes. Is that the name of the company?
Yes. ICanFlipHouses.com. Yes.
Oh, okay. I said I think that's the name. ICanFlipHouses.com. And doing an amazing job of already telling us we don't have to have a real estate license. We can go and do you have to? So in order to get a property, is there like a baseline that you start at when it comes to purchasing a property? Like, how do I just go out here in Charlotte and say, I'm going to start purchasing property?
Absolutely. Well, what you can do, Kim, you don't need credit either or a lot of money, right? As long as you connect it to someone that has money and someone that has credit, like myself. If you went out and found a home in Charlotte, Kim, and you brought that home to me and say, hey, I've got somebody, a potential client that wants to sell their home. I offer $1,000 referrals, right? Like if you bring that to me and I close on that home, I'm gonna give you
Wait a minute. You're gonna make me get the Holy Ghost over here, Greg. Sorry, I don't mean it. I don't mean to get totally out of character on this. Let me drink some. Let me drink some on that note. Hold on one second, y'all.
No, you're good.
So, by the way, y'all see I'm drinking out of a new mug. I am a mother dreamer. Amen. These are our new mugs, and we're going to be putting those on our store later today. So you'll be able to get those as well, called I Am a Mother Dreamer. And we have t-shirts as well. Okay, so Greg.
Yes.
I could go out in the Charlotte area, identify properties. Then I can reach out to you and say, I've identified X number of properties. These are the owners of those properties. This is the contact information. I funnel that information to you.
Yes, ma'am.
You give me $1,000
in cash at closing. I had a person, a client that I did her house first, and then she told a relative about it, and then they told a relative of theirs, and she actually had 3 referrals from me, and she got about $3,000 right around Christmas time for those referrals once we closed. Yeah, so I welcome those. Anybody out there listening, you included, Kim. If you find someone that wants to sell their home and we make a deal, we establish an agreement, then you're going to get $1,000 at closing, no questions asked.
Now, okay, lots of questions are coming in from the studio audience. So let me go in and make sure instead of me just getting all my questions, and they'd be like, what? Kim just got sidetracked. Althea says she's here all the way from Jamaica. Welcome, Althea. Glad to have you. Let's see who else had a question or comment. We're here speaking with Greg Moore, and he is the owner of iCanFlipHouses.com. Let's see. Pastor Amira May says, good stuff. This is some good stuff. Okay.
Awesome.
Keisha Cole, she sang. She said, in your experience of flipping, I would assume sometimes you may take a loss. Can you give me a percentage of losses that you've experienced?
Yes. I've lost on 2 properties in the 20 plus years that I've been flipping. Right, I remember them like yesterday. One of the properties, it was a situation where I was going to be a landlord. Now, mind you, I buy and I sell. I don't lease any of my properties. I straight sell all of my properties right now. I do buy and hold some, but I don't rent them out. And we'll talk a little bit more about buying and holding in a minute. But I actually rented this. I purchased this property, leased it out, and they trashed this property. I'm talking now. They trashed it. It wasn't even worth what I paid for it once they got done. Right. And so I lost on that property, and that taught me something that, I may get into being a landlord later in terms of multifamily, bigger units, apartments, but in terms of single family homes, like residential, I feel, this is my opinion, that they just should be bought and sold and transferred in that way. As far as rentals go, then I need, maybe 100 units in order to be able to manage that effectively and make it profitable. It's just not profitable, just one door doing a rental. And so, I lost big on that one. Another one. So I would say 2%. I would say 98% of the time I've profited on every transaction. Okay. Just to answer that question from Keisha.
Well, the next question comes still from Keisha, and she says, any suggestions to help someone new to avoid a loss or bad investment?
Absolutely, man. Connect with someone. I'm JV, which is that term means joint venture. I have joint ventures in Connecticut, Tennessee. I partner with other investors. I partner with my mentees and my students that I coach. Um, Connect with someone who knows what they're doing. You can absolutely avoid any losses that way. And I just, even if it's not me, connect with someone that's seasoned and knows what they're doing so that you can avoid the pitfalls of losing money and making an embarrassment of yourself. For me, if you're not able to help a homeowner and you've contracted with them to purchase their home and then something happens on your end where you're not able to fulfill that,
Mhm.
that embarrasses the whole industry in terms of investing. So partner with someone, get with someone that can take that deal through to the finish line and to the closing table.
Okay, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Sonia McCrae, welcome Sonia. She says, do you deal with short sales?
Yeah, back in 2008, 2007, when the market had a correction, I did a whole lot of short sales, very versed in that. Actually, my third property ever was a short sale that I did in Tennessee. So yeah, and that strategy is going to be coming back around with the correction that's going to happen. The prediction is that there'll be a correction within the next 12 to 18 months. In terms of values and in terms of people not being able to pay their mortgage because of job loss and the pandemic. So the banks haven't been collecting on these mortgages, and that's going to change.
Wow.
That's going to correct the market, and a lot of foreclosures are going to happen. And so I'm actually gearing up, getting ready for that, and trying to make sure I can acquire as many properties during that time as possible.
Very good. Very good. Listen, we're talking with Greg Moore from icanfliphouses.com. Make sure you all keep your questions coming in. He's willing to answer some studio audience questions right here during
Yes.
this hour today. He said he welcomes it. So if you know friends,
Absolutely.
family, coworkers, and they're talking about properties or trying to do something new out of the box, different with their lives, go ahead and
Yes.
tag them and invite them to come into today's broadcast. You can stay connected with Greg Moore at Facebook, Greg Moore, and on Instagram, I Can Flip Houses. His LinkedIn is Greg Moore. And so we're glad to have you here today.
Yeah.
So now you said credit, Greg.
Yes.
Talk to us about credit.
When I started, my credit was probably 500. Okay. So you don't need credit. Sometimes, when you talk about acquiring a property, people think about taking money out of their bank account, right, and bringing it to the closing table and making the purchase.
Mhm.
Well, in investing, you can be creative. I may use the financing that are in place with this homeowner. I may leave their loan in place and do what's called a wraparound mortgage, right, and take responsibility of that property and of that home, right. So there are a lot of different ways to structure the deal that don't involve me taking money out of my account. I love using other people's money for these transactions. It just works better for me. And so you don't have to have money. You just need to be connected with someone that does. And if the deal is right, I promise you, I'll fund it myself. Right. So you don't have to worry about that. It's all about whether the deal is right and if it makes sense.
Is there like a price range that you stay within? Because there's
Yeah.
that sweet spot type of pricing.
That's a great question. My sweet spot is 150 to 200,000 in
Okay.
terms of the purchase of a property. Most of the times, my buyers are going to fall within that range. Anytime you get above 250 to 500, that's a different group of buyers, right? And then from 500 to a million, that's another different group, a smaller group. So the sweet spot is 150 to 200, where you have the most buyers. So I try to stay within that.
Okay, I'm just typing that because then people know if
Yeah.
you find properties in this price range.
Yes.
Greg usually purchases properties between 150,000 to 200,000, and so you can reach out to him to find out more. And now, when people are going out to identify a property, to determine if this is a good property, because there's all kind of properties on the market.
Sure.
So how do you determine what's a good property that would be a good flippable. Maybe that's not a word. I don't know.
No,
Anyway,
that is a word. No.
flippable product.
Yeah, that is a word. No, if it's on the MLS, if it's on the traditional market, then it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna be a player for that most of the time.
Oh,
Because
that's important. Type that, Shannon, in the back office. If it's on the MLS, say, okay, so that's why I'm saying we need to walk it fully understand. Tell us again.
So if it's on the regular market, then I'm probably not going to be a player because you have agents involved. They've already set a price. There's probably no equity there. If it's on the MLS in a traditional way, it probably doesn't have condition issues. So that seller doesn't need me. Right. But if it's a for sale by owner, it's the reason that they're trying to sell it by owner. There's a reason for that. And those are the people that are potential clients for me. I have a team of people here in Georgia. That's all they do is go out and look for those signs that say for sale by owner. And they bring them back to me. And every one that I close on, they get $1,000. Right. So
you keep saying that $1,000 right there. That right there sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody else that sounds like you.
But everyone has seen those for sale by owner signs, the little red signs that say for sale by owner. Right. So you forward that information to me. I get in touch with them. If we have an agreement and make a deal and I close, you're going to get paid. Period.
Wow. Okay. And they just go to I Can Flip Houses to connect with you, to send you the deal?
They can go to Facebook, they can go to Instagram, they can go to LinkedIn, either one.
Okay. So if, what did I have? We got an extra F in there. Wait a minute. We're not trying to be condescending. It's like if. It's supposed to say if it's on the MLS. Okay.
Right.
Right. So if it's on the MLS, then that means that Greg would not be able to do that particular product.
No, I'm probably not going to be interested in that because, they pretty much, that homeowner doesn't need me. Okay. That's what it means. But if they're trying to sell it by themselves and on their own, then they definitely need me. They need an expert. You wouldn't get your dentist to, you wouldn't get the guy who works on your tires to work on your teeth.
No.
Right. And so they, these homeowners that are trying to do this by themselves, they need an expert just really to understand the whole scenario in terms of if they did it in a traditional way and listed it with a realtor, you can't imagine the fees that they're going to have to pay. And they won't know those fees until they get to closing. And
Keisha said, understood from the advice that you gave. And thank you so much. It was great advice. And then I saw a comment from Sonia. She said as well, thank you so much about the short sale. If you all have more questions and you can think of it, people are typing stuff. Let's see. My mom's on. Yes. Hey, mommy. She said, very good information.
Awesome. So
Michaela.
glad.
Oh, Michael said, Greg has been an overachiever and natural leader on and off the field as long as I've known him.
Oh, that's all right.
Very good compliment. Thank you so much for joining, Michael. Are there other ways to locate these properties that are not on the MLS other than looking for the for sale by owner signs?
Absolutely. And, I go through a whole gamut of things. I'm going to just run those things down right now for you and your listeners. The first way would be what I call bandit signs. I don't know if you guys have seen some signs around that says we buy houses. Right. And so I put up some, we buy houses signs in different areas. I have mentees and students that also do that. And then all those calls are people who need help. Right. They want to sell their property for whatever reason. And so we go out and evaluate those deals. I get calls every day from bandit signs with property that I evaluate, and, the ones that make sense, I move on. And the ones that don't, then I try to give them at least some advice.
Okay. So you're saying we can create, like whoever is watching may be interested, can put a We Buy Houses sign out, then share that with you.
They can actually partner with me. I have a company that I deal with that actually creates those signs. And also, we use Google Voice for those phone numbers that goes on those signs. That's a free service. Google Voice, you don't have to pay for that phone line. It's absolutely free. And so you get people calling in that actually, need your help or need our help.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next
Okay.
step? You were going to talk.
Some other ways. And now, when I first started, this was my primary way of business. 90% in the first 5 years of me doing real estate, 90% of my deals were from referrals, right? So after I do a deal, I get a commitment from that person that they will at least bring me someone else to help. And I have a chain of about, I don't know, 20 people at least, of referrals that went from one person to the next, to the next, to the next. So referrals, that's big, because if someone refers me, that means they've used me, and that means I've been successful for them. And that speaks volumes,
Yeah.
especially when you're doing something that's creative and new. When they hear from someone else that, hey, this actually works, and hey, this actually helped me get the equity out of my home that I
Yeah.
needed, they're all on board. So that would be the main thing. When you get started and you get your first deal, you have now social proof that this works. And so you take that social proof and ask them to help you. Tell other people that you were successful, and that you can help them. And so
Bandit
referrals,
signs and
bandit
referrals.
signs, referrals, and then marketing. And that's something that I'm just now moving into. Like, all these years, I've never had to really do marketing. And so I'm about to actually start doing that now. And I've had to kind of grow my infrastructure and my team to handle that, because we're going to be getting swamped with a lot of calls. We already are. Once the marketing starts to go out later this year. So I'm
Well,
just
you
trying
don't
to
have to
build
wait
teams.
till later this year. You can do it right this week, right here on the Kim
Absolutely.
Jacobs Show. And as we get
Absolutely.
ready to go to a commercial break, I'll show you what your advertisement could look like. So just take a look at
Okay.
this, okay? For
Awesome.
everyone that's watching today, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Today's episode is sponsored. See, let me show you what I would say for you, Greg Moore, right? I'm going to give you an
Okay.
example. Today's episode
right.
is sponsored by Greg Moore, iCanFlipHouses.com, right? And then I would take them right
Awesome.
to your thing, because every
Okay.
single
Awesome.
guest, they bring their own platform of followers to watch each
Ah,
episode. So you're getting
I
exposed
see.
to a wide variety of
I
different
love it.
people on different platforms. And we have
I
8
love it.
different platforms, you know?
Okay. Yeah. I
Yeah.
love it, Kim. I love it.
All
Absolutely
right.
love it. So
Let me get you all to a commercial break. We have today's episode is sponsored, and I'll show you who today's real episode is sponsored by. Today's real,
okay.
he'll be like, "Look, you don't play when it comes to my sponsorship. I'm using that as no frivolous example. Use it as what it is. I sponsored." Okay, let's
Absolutely.
see here. So today's episode is sponsored by Snow Legal. Snow Legal Group is snowlegal.com, 704-358-0026. You can also email them at info@snowlegal.com. Make sure that when you do send that information, that you say that the Kim Jacobs Show referred you. Here's their commercial.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
Excellent.
Love
Okay,
it.
and that's
I
today's
love
episode.
that.
You love that?
I love the Kim. I'm definitely gonna get involved. Definitely gonna be a sponsor of your show. Love it.
All right. And see, that too could be yours if the price, I don't want to go too far. And then they'd be like, that's our slogan. Okay. Let me just leave it at that. All right, everybody. So let me ask you too, Greg. First of all, I want some audience participation. If you're learning something that you did not know prior to today's broadcast, put a 1 in the comments. Just put a shout out saying, I'm learning something. Just say, oh my goodness, I'm learning quite a bit of information. But Greg, I wanted to know too, do you have geographical limitations as to where you will purchase properties?
I don't. Anywhere in the United States, Kim. I used to only serve the Southeast region, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Alabama. But like I said, I've got properties outside of Chicago that I've purchased this month, also Tennessee. I've got, reps that are, working for me and with me and all over the United States, man. So it's wide open. I'm ready to go wherever you are. If you've got a deal and it's a real deal, then I'm willing to partner with you on it, and work with you to the closing table.
Wow, we're talking with former NFL New England Patriot player, as well as the now owner of ICanFlipHouses.com, Greg Moore, and
Yes.
he is like spilling the tea. This right
That's
here,
right.
whatever they call it on the show, I don't even know what that slogan
Mhm.
means, but it's in my case, it'd be spilling the water, okay? But make sure you're spilling whatever beverage you're spilling on one of our cups. I am a mother dreamer, or I watch the Kim Jacobs show. Okay,
Yes.
let's see. Lots more comments and questions have come in. So let's go to some of them. Sonia said, "Oh my goodness, this is great information. My mom said I am learning so much."
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
okay, more questions did come in. Let's see.
Okay.
Greg, are there any states or communities that we should avoid if we are seeking to be an investor?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you want to go where, in terms of looking for places to start investing, you want to go to where everybody else is going. Everybody wants to be in Atlanta or somewhere in the South. A lot of movement going on in Texas right now. So just look around. But I suggest this right here. There's probably an opportunity on the street that you live on. Right. It's just the people don't know that you can help or have someone that you're connected to that can help. So I say start where you are. Start telling people where you are that you can help them, and start getting some signs in the ground. Get your phone ringing, and you are an investor because you're connected to someone like me that's been doing it for 20 plus years.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And so if they ask questions like, well, how long have you been doing this? And what company are you representing? You
Yep.
give all of the backing information about your company.
That's right. They get the benefit of all the years of knowledge and experience that I have just by being connected with me. And so like I said, I joint venture with people, and that's a 50-50 split. Like the other investors that I'm working with in Connecticut, this is a guy I met off a Clubhouse. Like, we've never met in person, right? But he's another investor. He found a property in Connecticut where he is that he really didn't know how to maneuver in that deal and how to actually get it to the closing table. I consulted with him. He agreed to split the deal, and it's going to be about an $80,000 deal. So a $40,000, a piece split on that deal. And that just came from a relationship that I built on Clubhouse.
Wow.
With Eric. Yeah.
So let me ask you, if I, because I know people that also flip houses as well.
Sure.
And I also know people that invest in properties. If I connect you to another investor, or not just me, but anybody here on today's show, because they know people as well, how does that work?
Well, if they connect me to another investor, if it's not relative to a particular transaction or a deal, then that's just a relationship connection. But if it's connected to a property, then they're going to get that $1,000, whoever made the initial connection.
Very
right?
good. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, great nuggets. So Paula Shea Queens Favre says great nuggets that you're sharing.
Awesome.
Okay, let's see. Any other questions that you all have? Go ahead and type them. We still have some more time on today's broadcast. Let's see. Are there other ways to locate these properties that are not on the ML? Okay, you already said that. You answered that one. And then I think this one, even if I'm visiting, I see them. Even if she's visiting an area, she actually can see that they're there because I see it from time to time. So does it have to be a specific state that she's referring from?
No, it does not. It could be anywhere. Wherever you see the sign, get the sign, the phone number, and the address. Forward that information to me. I'll do the rest. You don't have to worry about it. And if it's not a deal, then I'll let you know. Hey, this is not a deal. This isn't going to work. But if it is a deal, I'll let you know that too. And if there are things that you can do on the deal for me and help me, then you can make more than $1,000, right? So you can actually start investing right now, not knowing hardly anything other than what I've told you today, because I'm going to walk you through that. And, if it makes sense, if you contribute throughout this deal, it's more than $1,000. If you do some other functions on the deal for me, you're going to get paid for that.
Wow. So listen, you can connect with Greg Moore at icanfliphouses.com. You can also connect with him. I'm giving it multiple times throughout today's broadcast, or on Facebook with Greg Moore or I Can Flip Houses, right on IG, Instagram, on LinkedIn is Greg Moore. So there's a way for you to stay connected with this gentleman and be able to, okay. Yeah, this is some good stuff. Let me see. Some more questions came in.
Okay.
Let's see. How do you know a property is viable before you make the purchase when the property is out of town? Michael said.
Yeah, that's very important. The way I do it, if I'm going to do it virtually, then I'm going to have a representative go out there and be my eyes and ears, and actually walk through that property, FaceTime me while they're doing that. And then we do our evaluation process that way. I haven't ever bought a property that someone on my team or representative didn't go there and be the eyes and ears for me, so that I can see what I'm buying. Yeah.
Okay. And Paula said, oh, wow. Oh, wow. I agree with you, Paula. Oh, wow is correct. Listen, tell us about maybe one of your favorite properties that you've ever flipped before.
Wow, that's great, Kim. I've got two now of my most favorite properties I've done in the past 20 years, and I'm going to break them down to you. Like the first strategy we talked about for people who are writing this down, was wholesaling, right? And that's just me acquiring it for a discounted price and either selling it to another investor or doing the minor fix-ups and then selling it to an end buyer myself. That's wholesaling, right? But I've got a deal right now that's what's called a fix and flip. And I'm gonna try to be brief about this story. But I actually went, and you were talking about how do I acquire properties. I went with my contractor to a job that he was going to give an estimate on some floors. These floors were horrible. They were down on the ground throughout the whole house. Like the floors were horrible, right? And so, it was going to cost these homeowners probably about $40,000 in repairs just to fix the floors, right? And that's not all that was wrong. It had other issues too. And so on that appointment with my contractor, I told the homeowner, listen, it's going to cost you $40,000 to fix this, and then another probably 15 to 20 to fix the other things, or I can fix it all for you. I'll do all the work. I'll fix it all for you for free. Mm-hmm. And you pay nothing. And how does that sound for you? And the homeowner was like, where do we sign up? Right. Because they were stuck. They weren't able to do anything. They couldn't even live in this house. Right. Like they were living in a camper that they had bought because they were stuck in this house that they couldn't live in. All these damages, like probably about $60,000, $70,000 worth of damages that they couldn't afford to fix. And then I tell them, hey, I'll fix it all for you. I'll sell it for you and pay off your loan. And how does that work for you? And they were like, great, let's do that. And so that's one of the deals that I have that'll be closing this month. And I acquired it. Yeah, thank you. I acquired it for the payoff, which is $70,000, right? $70,000, a 3-bedroom, 4-sided brick home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath that I acquired for $70,000. Not of my own money. Like I didn't spend any money to acquire this, right? So they agreed to $70,000 for me to purchase, right? And I'm selling this. Within 48 hours, I had 6 over asking offers for this property. 6 over asking
here.
And so we're gonna close on the 19th on that property, and the profit on that is $70,000.
And you know what? Some of what you're saying, I feel like my eyeballs are over here, like going like, because it's a lot to process and to take in. But this is doable. This is something that, based on what it sounds like, it seems so like, oh yeah, I flipped properties of $70,000 and didn't even take any of my money. What?
No. I use none of my money, and the beauty of it too, Kim, is during this pandemic that there was no holding cost either, because the mortgage company isn't taking mortgages right now because of the pandemic. So there was absolutely no holding cost while I did the work on the property. Got it all finished. It looks absolutely beautiful. The befores and afters are on my Facebook and Instagram. I think my contractors did an amazing job on this before and after. And like I said, I had 6 over asking offers within 48 hours of it being listed.
Wow, I'm so
So,
impressed.
yeah,
If you
so
all
that's
are
one of
as
my
impressed as I am, put a 2 in the comments because I know I'm just like this is everything that I'm learning. This is some great information.
awesome.
And
So I want to tell you about my second most
please
favorite
tell
too.
me, tell us.
It's closing this month as well, right?
Okay.
So we got the 70,000 closing, right? And then we've got another. It was a buy and hold. So I've held this property for the last 7 years. I purchased it for 130, which is it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, probably about 3,000 square feet. So I am now flipping this property for 260. So after
And how
those
much did you
7
buy it
years,
for again?
130.
One.
Right. And I only did the floors in this property. There were no, well, I did put a new roof on it. I did upgrade the HVAC and put new flooring in, but still after everything and my split with I have a partner on that deal. So my split on that one is 70K on that one as well.
And that's a buy and hold.
That's a buy and hold. Yes. Buy and
And
hold.
tell us what a buy and hold is one more time. I know you told us earlier, but I like
Yeah. So yeah, buy and hold is where you just on that one I did take the money out of my account and purchased it, and I've just been sitting on it for the last 7 years, waiting on the equity to build to the point to where it is now. And I'm cashing out now because of this correction that's coming, right? So equity is only as good as when it's there, right? And the equity is about to be gone within the next 18 months in this particular property. Wow. And I wouldn't want to wait another 5-7 years to cash out. So I'm cashing out now and going to use some of these profits for the corrections that's going to be happening within the next 18 months.
Wow. Well, lots of 2s came in. Two. Lots of people are learning plenty of information. Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
So buy and hold.
Yep.
Okay.
So we've got wholesaling, we've got fixing and flipping, and that fixing and flipping is when I acquired it, I do the fix up, and then I flip it to an end buyer. We got buy and hold, where we just hold on to it for a period of years, let the equity build up, and then cash out. And then I created a whole new strategy, Kim, after being in this for so long. It is pretty much a hybrid of all of the strategies that I've talked about. And I call it a hybrid flip. I'm sorry. And it involves kind of all of these 3 elements that we talked about. Well, not buying and holding, but it's a hybrid of all these elements that we discussed.
Okay, so tell us about those.
Yeah, the hybrid flip. Okay, let me break it down. Normally, if you buy a property and you want to sell that property or you want to flip that property, there's something called seller seasoning. That means that I have to hold that property for 90 days before another buyer. I have to be entitled for 90 days before I can sell that to an FHA buyer or a VA buyer or a government program assisted buyer, right? And there are more of those. There are thousands of people that want to purchase FHA or VA or rural development because of the low interest rates, of course, right? Mm-hmm. So in order to normally, you can't like, I don't have a seller seasoning period because of the process that I created. Like I can acquire a property today and I don't have to hold it 90 days before I flip it. I can flip it in 30 days or however 20 days. I've flipped them in 18 days before, right? To another buyer. But traditional real estate and investing period wouldn't allow you to do that. I created a process that does allow that. And so it's really big to me. I use that process with Eric, the guy in Connecticut that we're partnering on a deal. He was stuck in that deal because of that whole seller seasoning issue, right? Wow. And so we avoided that, and we're going to be closing on that deal probably in April, late April.
Wow. You're saying seller seasoning, like
Seller
so.
seasoning. That means the seller has to have title and
You're probably
ownership.
meaning this. Let me type it. I think you're meaning this, like this seller, like seller,
Seller.
SELLE. Okay.
Seller seasoning means that me as a seller has to own that property and be entitled for 90 days before an FHA buyer or a VA buyer or any rural development buyer can purchase from me.
Wow.
Those are
Okay,
all.
so you guys, we're gonna do a recap. If you want to hear kind of like a recap of everything because it's been a lot said from the top of the hour to going here towards the end. And before we get off, we're gonna make sure that you have as much information in a nutshell that we have, because it's been just phenomenal. Let me see.
Well, I want to come back, Kim. I do want to come back. I know that you have a panel, and I definitely want to give as much information as possible, and I'm willing to be involved.
Well, we have Freestyle Friday, and different rotating experts come on different Fridays. You can come tomorrow. You can come whenever you want on a Freestyle Friday and share. They usually share like a few minutes of a tip or so, and then they keep it moving. Some of them pop off, some of them stay on, but you don't have to stay on the whole time. But that's on our Freestyle Fridays with our experts.
Awesome.
Okay,
awesome.
So let's go to
would be my pleasure.
Yay! Well, it'd be our pleasure because there's some great stuff. Let's see. We're going to talk about another one of our episode sponsors today. Today's episode is also sponsored in part by attorney Charles Everidge and Hunter. Everidge and Hunter injury and disability attorneys, www.hunter-everidge.com. They are located on Monroe Road in Charlotte, North Carolina. Their phone number is 704-377-9157. And their fax is here as well. But the thing that I want you to know about Hunter Everidge Law Firm is that if you are injured due to the fault of someone else, or you need disability and can't work, or you've applied for Social Security benefits, you can inbox them right on their Facebook page at Hunter and Everidge, and we'll put that in the comments, Shannon. Hunter and Everidge right on Facebook, and they'll be able to address your specific concerns. Let me take you to their commercial, and make sure you stay connected with Hunter and Everidge. Please let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show did send you their way.
My father had 4 of his fingers amputated in a workplace accident. It was the first injured individual I represented, and I knew I had to win that case. When someone walks into my office and they've been injured, I know what they're going through. If you've been injured at work with Hunter and Everidge. We've got the experience, so let us help you.
Yes, let Hunter and Everidge help you, and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show did send you their way. I do want to let you guys also know, because we keep up with some of the national holidays, thanks to Michelle Major, who sends those over. And so let's make sure we let you know today is National Sons Day. And with me having 4 sons, I want to make sure that I share that today is National Sons Day. So celebrate your sons wherever they may be, whether they are adult and moved on, whether they're in heaven, as one of mine is, obviously, and wherever they are. If they're home, hug on them, cuddle and everything. And we just celebrated our daughter's 13th birthday yesterday as well. So I just want to make sure that you guys celebrate National Sons Day. And it's lots of holidays, but also it's National Pound Cake Day. And since I had a slice of cake from my daughter's birthday, it may not be pound cake, but I'm sure going to enjoy this nice cake from I think it's called.
It looks awesome.
This is good stuff. All right. Awesome. Okay. So Greg, let's recap.
Yeah. Let's recap, man. I say this to anyone out there listening. If you ever had a desire to get involved in real estate, take action. Get in touch with me. I can walk you through this. I don't mind doing that. If you go to my website, you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation with me for me to kind of help you map things out for yourself, and just go for it. Don't let anybody hold you back. You can do this. With the proper instruction, you can do this. And especially if your gifting is in this area of connecting people and solving problems. Those are the key elements that you need to be successful in this real estate investing business.
Wow. And what's the time frame from start to finish, Greg,
Mhm.
that a
Yeah.
person can expect?
Absolutely. Most of our properties go between 60 and 90 days from start to finish. And that's even on fix and flips. Like we want to get in, we want to get out, and we want to get our bag. That's just how we are. And and we want to solve the person's problems as well. So everybody wins with us. Even the person that gets the home in the end, they win too, because I give them a little discount, and it also helps the community.
Yeah.
Houses that are, don't look well and unkept, they just bring the whole community down. Right. And so, and also providing just affordable housing for people. It's a shortage of houses out there. So I feel good being able to provide, affordable, nice homes for people, especially, if that's their first home.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So here I'm just putting some of your comments. Take action if you've ever had an interest in real estate. And you
Right.
said about 60 to 90 days from start to finish. And it's
Yes.
across all of the different platforms, everyone. So you'll see symbols like Twitch, you'll see Periscope, different things. So that's because we're putting this information everywhere. So you
Amen.
don't have to wonder whether you're going to get it if everybody's getting it. So
That's awesome.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said any area. So
Yes.
you can be in any location, you can find a property and
Mhm.
give
And
the information to you.
That's right. We'll do the evaluation, and actually, if they want to get involved, then they can learn just through the evaluation process, and they'll begin to learn what things I want, will accept and won't accept, what things are deals and not deals. So the evaluation process is critical in the learning. You're getting started, and after a while, you'll know. When you see one, you'll know it. Also, as far as you don't have to see a sign, you can see a property that looks vacant, overgrown. Those could be opportunities as well. So I need that information also of that address, and we'll do a skip trace, and we'll try to find the owner and get in touch with them and see if they're willing to sell. And so those are all potential deals, potential properties, and potential profit too, and help for the homeowner.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, this is some great information, Greg. It seems so enticing and it seems so able to be done because so there are not too many properties. Like if somebody here watching today says, I'm going to start submitting properties and phone numbers and contact information. Are you and your team going to be like, okay, that's plenty. Let's see what we're working with these first.
No, I'm actually building a team, like I said, because my marketing is about to start. So we're gonna have plenty enough boots on the grounds and people to service these homeowners. So yeah, don't be afraid to send me stuff. No, there isn't too much. Send me whatever you can, and then I will evaluate those. Me and my team will evaluate. Now, every deal you send me is not going to be a deal.
Right.
And you'll learn over time what to look for and what things disqualifies. One thing off the top, I don't do any mobile homes. I only do real property.
Okay.
So if it's a mobile home, I'm completely not interested. Now, some investors invest in those mobile homes. They're vehicles, they're cars, basically, but I don't invest in those. So.
Okay. But you've also made it clear too, the price range that you're interested in is between 150,000 to 200,000 is your.
Yeah, but don't let price don't let that scare you off. If it's it may be 50,000, it may be less than that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the deal. That's just the sweet spot that I like to stay in, that I have the most buyers in. But I mean, I do deals all the time for less than that if it makes sense.
Wow.
Or more than that too, if it makes sense.
Okay. So this is some great information that you guys have learned today from Greg Moore. I recommend you take advantage of it. We're talking all the time about how to balance different aspects of your life and how to manage this thing called life. So Greg, tell us how you balance life as a business owner, former NFL player. What's some things that you do to balance your life effectively?
Yeah, I just try to stay, and I love that you're the balanced doctor, because I love, trying to keep my mind, my body, and my spirit all in conjunction with each other and balance. And I think that's like critical. It is for me. And so I think that would be my advice to anyone: stay balanced, your body, your mind, and your spirit.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. That's great words of encouragement. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show and you love hearing content like this and things that's going to help make your life just a little bit better as we bring balance to the world, one household at a time, the only way we can do that is if you continue to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. So please make sure you do that on our YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. And do you encourage people, Greg, to subscribe?
Absolutely. I encourage people to subscribe. I'm subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show. I'm a big fan, and I can't wait to come back.
Oh, I'm so glad. So glad. Also, if you want to purchase merchandise, and I share with you, we do have some more merchandise that'll be dropping on the store later today called I Am a Mother Dreamer. We have t-shirts, black and white. And then we also have our I Watch the Kim Jacobs merchandise as well, with the t-shirts and the mugs. So make sure you check out our merchandise store. And I'm trying to think of anything else thank you for all of those that are sending in online contributions to the Kim Jacobs Show. This is an opportunity for me to take care of team members that help make the production be what it is on a daily basis, because people work hard behind the scenes a lot here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And this is the only way we're able to provide you with the original content. So continue to pour into any kind of amount is a blessing and is greatly appreciated by me and our team members. So I just want to make sure that you know that. And there are some of the ways that people have been able to contribute online. And one more thing I'll tell you is that we do have the course that I'm now offering is 8-week online course. So if you have not taken advantage of that yet, it's at kimjacobsconsulting.com. It'll give you everything you need to know. If you're interested in creating your own show, Greg, or anybody else that's interested in creating your own show from scratch, everything you need to know from A to Z at a work at your own pace is right there on that online course. Or if you want me personally to work one-on-one with you in this kind of format, we can do that as well in 4 1-hour sessions. And all of that is outlined for you right on kimjacobsconsulting.com. And some people that are clients of mine, they're professors, attorneys, they are business owners, they're professional speakers, they're not people are interested in having a show. So we do have something for you all as well. All right, awesome. Greg, what's you know how you're on a show and you're like, I meant to say this, I didn't say it. What is it?
What I want to say is, for everyone listening, I do this. My why is for my kids, right? And I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave something when I'm gone. I don't want, everything I accomplished to be over. And I want to leave a legacy for my children. And so real estate allows me the opportunity to do that. And so I encourage everyone out there to take that opportunity, provide some legacy for your lineage, your kids and your children.
And how many children do you have, since we talk about
I have 3. I have 2 sons and a daughter. My daughter's the youngest. She's actually 2 years old, going on 22. And she is amazing. So, yeah.
That's so sweet. Yeah, my daughter turned 13 yesterday.
Wow.
And she was like, she's just this meek, mild. She does gardening and animations and all of this stuff.
Oh, wow.
But yesterday, she turned into this new person. She wanted to talk to some younger people. And I was like, well, what do you want to say to them? She said, back in my day. I was like, back in what day, girl? She talking about movies she said movies were a nickel back in my day. Girl, movies have never been a nickel back in your day.
Not in her day. No. But that's awesome. No, I wanted to mention something too. Her birthday was yesterday, and my mother, who passed November 9th, her birthday was yesterday as well, man. And so she was definitely an inspiration in my life. And so I definitely wanted to shout her out as well.
Well, happy birthday to your mom. And I know that she is
Yeah.
smiling from heaven as you flipping all these
Amen.
houses. And
Yes, yes.
she one of your biggest cheerleaders. She's like, go
She
Greg,
was
baby, go
she
ahead,
was the
baby.
biggest she was the biggest cheerleader, man, that I ever had. You know, she told me when I was very young that you can do whatever you want to do, and that you're special. And I think that that's so important for kids to hear, that they are special and that they do have a gift and they need to search and find it.
Yes. Well, we are so proud that you've taken your special gift and your talent and you're sharing it with us here on the Kim Jacobs
Oh,
Show and with all of our viewers. And so I am very grateful for the studio audience that participated, asked the questions today. And I just give you a high five. If I can give you a virtual high five, I'll put a 5 in the comments. It's a virtual high five because you just did a knockout job here today.
oh.
Thank you.
No, thank you for having me, Kim. Like I said, I can't wait to come back and share and just provide whatever information I can for you and your audience.
Well, outstanding. Let me also share one final thing, and we'll be getting out of here to one of our Women's History Month facts. I want to make sure that we share a lot of women history this month. And
Amen.
Eleanor Roosevelt, 1930s is when this took place, when her husband, former President Franklin D. Roosevelt, took office. Eleanor did not just stand by, but she dramatically changed the role of the First Lady, advocating her for human rights, women's rights, and children's causes. She went on to become the chair of the United Nations Human Rights Commission in 1945. So today we salute and remember Eleanor Roosevelt. All right. All right, everybody. So that's today's episode. Friday is Freestyle Friday right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So you know what that means. We're going to be talking about our weekly updates of things that's been happening across the country. We'll have our experts on talking about what they do best, because they're all experts in different walks of life. We'll be talking about cooking and exercise. And I know I have all of the different. Oh, yeah. So I can tell you exactly. We'll be talking about history. We'll be talking about politics and family things, as well as suicide prevention. And we'll talk about some words of wisdom. So we have quite a few. And I don't know, are we going to be talking about flipping houses? Who knows? But we're going to have some different experts that'll be coming on tomorrow right here at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless you, Greg. And thank you.
Thank you, Kim, so much. I appreciate it so much. I can't wait to come back.
All right. Thank you all, studio audience, and have a fantastic day. Stay connected with the Kim Jacobs Show.